Hey, what's up, y'all? I was scrolling through YouTube here and I seen a video about Zelda, something about Zelda. It had Zelda on the thumbnail, and if you don't know, you probably don't because I just started doing this stuff, but Zelda Ocarina of Time has always been my favorite game ever, out of probably every other game ever, and I've always liked all of the Zelda lineup, the Zelda series. I do like a bunch of other games. I like Mario here. I've always liked Mario Karts and the old school Mario, the Mario World games. But I like all sorts of games. Call of Duty. What else? Grand Theft Auto, stuff like that. But of all time, Zelda is, to me, the top tier. But I don't know what this video is going to be about. I don't even remember what the title was. I just seen the thumbnail and was like, nope, it was posted 3 days ago. Let me react to that. So here we go. Donkey Kong. I love Donkey Kong on the Nintendo.
So apparently the rumor is right now that next year of 2026
that's Ocarina of Time
is going to be Zelda's big 40th anniversary. Well, it's not really a rumor, it is, but the rumor is that Nintendo's apparently planning festivities all year long for Zelda, which is super exciting.
I played it on the Nintendo 64, so all the ones on like the Nintendo DS or anything like that, I didn't get to play the remakes.
Now, we know we're probably not going to get too much, if not any information regarding the next mainline Zelda game, simply due to the fact that Tears of the Kingdom just came out in 2023, so it's probably going to be a lot longer until we hear anything about that. But we do know of an upcoming Zelda movie, but also we could know of the big game that's planned for next year. And it's something that I've been hoping and asking for so long now. So this one...
I always thought that was funny, the way that guy run.
It's really special to me. I'm really excited about this one. Before we dive into all the Zelda goodness, make sure you leave a like and subscribe. We are super close to 400,000 subscribers. You guys got us over 80 brand new subs yesterday. Let's see if we can reach 100 new subscribers for today's video. Thank you for tuning in, and
if I could get 100 subscribers for this video, I will love y'all forever.
Let's dive in. Now, this was discovered by multiple people, but I first found it from my dudes Mike Odyssey and Andres Restart. Andres Restart actually made a full video kind of dissecting this, so I'm going to be talking a lot about his video and the info that he put up. You can watch his full video. I'll link it down below. But essentially, here's the first thing that we got to get cleared. That patents make sense. A lot of them...
I remember whenever the Nintendo Wii U had just come out, and then like almost immediately after release, they were like, the Wii U is not going to last long because they have a new patent on some kind of new game. I thought the Nintendo Switch was going to be basically like an upgraded version of the Wii U, where basically your controller had a screen in it, and then the console was separate from the screen. So basically, it would be like the DS. So you have like your gameplay on the screen, and then you have options and stuff on the handheld controller, and I think that's the way the Wii U was, but they came out with a Switch and then completely scratched the idea of having a screen in the controller with options, which would have been kind of like the DS.
Matter. Before Tears of the Kingdom came out, there were tons of patents for that game that actually showed zooming through platforms, which we know would be the Ascend ability, and even, free falling with the bow equipped and aimed. We knew that actually came as well, and there was lots of mechanics and building mechanic patents and stuff, which we knew all happened as well. So these patents do mean things, but the new patents is what we're here to talk about. There's a couple new patents that show the character looking at stairs and kind of moving around and targeting different areas of the room that they're in. For instance, this image shows the character actually looking up at a balcony with a painting on the wall on the second floor. Now, this is nothing special.
That reminds me of in Ocarina of Time. Oh, you know what? Yeah, in Ocarina of Time, they had this one where the ghost would float around and then absorb into the painting, and you had to shoot the painting to get the ghost to come out, and then you had to like fight the ghost, and then the ghost would go to another painting and jump into the painting until you finally cleared that level.
But it does show kind of locking in Z targeting, which is something that we've seen in past Zelda games, for instance.
Fun fact for you, Z targeting was made a thing on the Nintendo 64. It was the first one with Z targeting. Go here. I froze up. We're gonna have to resync this.
Like Ocarina of Time. But it's this one around and targeting different areas of the room that they're in. For instance, this image shows the character actually looking up at a balcony with a painting on the wall on the second floor. Now this is nothing special, but it does show kind of locking in Z targeting, which is something that we've seen in past Zelda games, for instance, like Ocarina of Time. But it's this one that pretty much confirms everything. It shows the character move up to the second floor, and that painting to the right is being targeted, or at least about to be targeted. You can see this weird pixie-like trail going around the character before it then locks in to the painting. This shows that the painting is being targeted with the...
Are we gonna get Navi back?
Camera, and that whatever that fairy dust is, it's moving to the painting. Now, once again, where have we seen this before? Ocarina of Time. In this game, you Z-target into an enemy, and the fairy, which is Navi, actually circles around that enemy, letting you know that you're aiming correctly. And this pattern makes a lot of sense to be focused on something like Ocarina of Time, because Navi also just floats around Link naturally and leaves a soft trail of light as she does so. So maybe this is some type of upgraded version of Navi having more...
I wonder, are they going to do a remake of Ocarina of Time finally?
Or of a trail of light and just being upgraded, almost signifying that this is actually for a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake. In fact, the pattern itself looks very similar to that of the Forest Temple from Ocarina of Time. So I would be shocked if that's not what it was referring to. In fact, the boss battle of that temple even has a boss against Phantom Ganon, which comes out of these paintings that are scattered across the room. So yeah, I think that's kind of what it was teasing with that pattern. Obviously, we have to wait a very long time, like I said, until the next mainline Zelda game. But in the meantime, what would be a better way to tie us over than a full-fledged remake of Ocarina of Time? Now, you might be thinking, Nintendo's already done this, though, with the 3DS, and they did it with Majora's Mask as well. Why would they want to do it all over again? Well, I feel like this time, if they do decide to do it, it has to be full-fledged remade from the ground up. I know the 3DS version was, but I'm talking completely reimagined, remade, and I'll be honest with you, I would really love something along the...
That would be cool right there. Those graphics. Like, I would have a hard time not spending money on that game right there. I would replay it in the better graphics for sure.
Finds a Final Fantasy VII Remake, which actually just completely reimagines the game, changes some small parts of the story, but overall keeps it the same, but just adds a lot of brand new quality of life changes, mechanic changes, combat changes, and just pretty much making the game the best possible version that it can possibly be. And to see something like that with Ocarina of Time would be awesome. I know some people would be upset that it's changing some things with the original, but the story would stay the same, maybe just getting a lot deeper, allowing more side characters to chime in, you know, expanding that story, expanding the world more, adding some more locations and stuff on the map, and just making combat even better than it was, which it was always just okay. It was Z target, use your shield to block, and then swipe with your sword when it was time. But actually adding a full-fledged combat system would be something that would be so awesome. They could add more locations within Hyrule Field in order to fill it out more, instead of just leaving it completely open and barren, and just replaying some of those missions, but obviously this time in a remake would just, you know, change the game for the better, in my opinion. Really immersing us in some of those locations. Like I just said, talking about the Forest Temple, I mean, could you imagine it looking incredibly different in HD? You know, really dark fog around the room, the pose and the ghosts within the area. Just
The pose, the ghost, that's the ghost I was talking about going into the painting.
Really feel creepy. Remade music as well, giving us even more atmosphere than ever. Now, something like this seems like it is a very, very ambitious project.
This looks
like
really
this is
awesome.
something that might be on the scale of a brand new Zelda game. So
like,
maybe there's some other outsourced studio that's helping Nintendo with this as they're still working and developing the next mainline Zelda game, so that way it doesn't take from that game's development. But man, this is something that's also been rumored for so long now. We've been hearing rumors like this for years that some type of remake of Zelda Ocarina of Time was happening. And if this is massively successful, they could even go back and remake things like Majora's.
Wow, that would... I love that. That's Lon Lon Ranch up on the hill. Like, that's got Breath of the Wild aesthetics. If they could expand the Ocarina of Time to be a little more broad and not so small, more open world like, that would be awesome too.
Mask, because the 3DS version fell flat for a lot of people with some of the changes that it made. So, you know, could you imagine a from the ground up remade Majora's Mask as well if this is madly successful, which it will be. Come on, it's one of the, you know, world-renowned famous games of all time. So there's both good and bad behind that, where, you know, a lot of people would just immediately jump onto this game. This would be one of the biggest releases for Nintendo in a long time, but it would also be scary because with it being, you know, one of the most popular games of all time, you can't really mess this up. If you mess this one up, like, it just kind of hurts all remakes for The Legend of Zelda or anything like this in the future. So I really think they need to put full 100% effort in this game. This can't just
I mean, I agree. Not with, you know, for future remakes of any Zelda games, but I agree with, they need to put like 100%, 150% into the remake. If you're going to do it right. Don't just like do a low class upgrade just to get it to the next system. Like you said earlier, do it from the ground up.
Mindless, you know, remaster of the 3DS game like they did with
amazing.
Luigi's Mansion 2 Dark Moon. This has to be a from the ground up, almost reimagining of the game is what I would love to see from this. So I guess what I'm saying is the same game but different at the same time. I want it to feel like it's a brand new idea, a brand new project, but staying true to its roots and keeping the game very consistent with its dungeon design and maybe just like expanding certain things like the boss battles, making them more unique and interesting and, you know, more difficult and stuff like that. But man, if this is actually what's happening next year for Zelda's big 40th anniversary, it would make a lot of sense to even coincide with the movie as well, which I know isn't until 2027, and, you know, we don't know if the...
I thought the movie was supposed to be like 2025, and then that was 2026. Now it's 2027. Are we ever going to see it?
Going to be pulling anything from Ocarina of Time at all, but I would assume so, because it's like one of those Zelda games with the most Zelda story, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, this is something that I am pretty sure that they're going to pull from the movie for a lot of the scenes. So yeah, I just want this to happen. I think this would be awesome. I think this would be a huge title for next year and something that Nintendo should definitely do. But let me know in the comments down below, would you be excited to see a Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time remake, or is this something that you don't want and you just want to wait for the next Zelda game? I think this would also be a good break from the open world Zelda stuff with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, bringing us back to the roots of linear 3D Zelda with traditional dungeons and items and boss battles, which is something that I miss a little bit. So I would really look forward to seeing something like this return in 2026. But let me know in the comments down below if you would as well. Thank you for tuning in.
Oh man, Kakariko Village. Yeah, I mean, y'all let me know in the comments if you like this game, if you've ever played it, and if you would like a remake.
Make sure you leave a like and subscribe before you head out, and I hope you all have a...
Yeah, so that, I'm sure that the footage there is from somebody that has basically redone the game in their own, probably like Unreal Engine 5 or something. But if I could get that game downloaded and even play it on like the computer or something, I would probably play that. That was pretty nice. But anyways, if you made it this far into the video, I appreciate you hanging out, and y'all let me know in the comments anything else y'all would like to see me react to. Thanks for hanging out.